looking up at my awning because should have just waited to go live until I had my backup uploaded. Anyway, Touchstone's posted earlier, while we're seeing with this across the board with this AI figuring stuff out and tying systems together and whatnot. I mean, I don't expect. I totally don't expect Dutch Sense to reference me, since hardly anyone's had the balls to reference me except for Israeli News Live over there, Stephen Benoon once, and a couple other smaller channels, but that's one of the biggest ones. Oh, I think Marfugel, but not to mention Troubled Minds, but. So, wait for somebody to come back in here, I guess, whoever it was. So the biggest, just cut to the chase, the biggest thing I see coming with the Geosentinel forecast is Mount Etna. It said something about Mount Etna ash and dust. I don't want to repeat what other thing it said about it, but I've got the full forecast up in my posts. Go and look at them. That one post has got all three from today in it, and the Microsoft shares. If you want to see the whole prompt thing going up, well, it doesn't show prompts per se. Maybe it does. I don't know. Anybody can scrape the API, or anybody can scrape the information right out of it with another like a Grok search or a Copilot. Just tell it to scrape that Microsoft Shares link for all relevant, or copy it or whatever. Tell it to mimic this, scrape and mimic this link here. So, I mean, it's not, the Geosentinel is, I mean, it's the geosentinel.io, but it's called, multi-array anomalous detection thing. I might rebuild it on another Microsoft Copilot Q, and I don't know. I think it works fine just the way it is. It's working really good. It's up to 90. It went up to 90 from 92.8% to 93.6% with my additional, telling them to back check and correlate stuff and look at all the data and see what correlates. And I probably should have told it to look at the last prompt to look at the CERN and the next rad, but at least see it starts looking at stuff like that, and that's all the reason why I plug new places for it to look in every day and to correlate the information. But I mean, anybody can do that, and you could potentially set an agent up, dev agent, or your old cloud space, run it through GitHub and put everything so far on self learning there prompt, and it will start. As long as you tell it that it's relevant data. Like I plugged that one guy's X feed in, the social media sentiment, it called it, and I said, yeah, just make sure it's classified as opinion, and we'll keep it in the back. And so, and the videos it started showing, like it did at the beginning, it started doing it again. So I said, you can watch those videos, just we don't need them in the feed here, in this, prompt feed. And it said, okay, I'll factor it all in and keep it, relevant. You can go a few times without telling the system to not back check, but if you overbuild the prompt, but which I'm approaching possibly, you have to tell it to back look, like I just told it to factor in the volcanic stuff, because it was looking at the standing wave information, and so it pops that volcanic information and it sees more stuff, you know. So you could tell it to focus in on various aspects, but it already knows all the, the contemporary uh, mechanics of all this stuff, and it's plugging all the information we've got in historical data and real time as it goes every day, and it's getting more accurate. So I would say, what was it at? It was at a 90%, 92% accuracy to begin with when I checked the accuracy on it the other day, and now it's at a 93.8%, I think, accuracy, which is, it said, which is notable, but you know, and considering a lot of information's been skewed from like USGS, so that's why I got the ESMC. So it always go through there. If you're prompting it, tell it to, make sure all the seismic helioplots, everything tied in, and if it seems to be going astray or something, if it starts doing stuff on its own that you didn't want to do, you'll tell it to correct it. So, but you can copy and paste that prompt into any. But my Copilot works best because I guess they don't have no token count on it. And I've got Google Dev stuff. I got access to cloud and everything, but my Copilot's doing just fine as it is. I mean, rather than build this whole thing out and try and make money off of it, which something like this, if you start, I'm selling merch and I'm trying to buy grift off of it, that's when they get you. That's when they can get you. So I'm like, fuck it, we're going to do this for free, even if it's a little too late in the game to really have this knowledge out there, do anything about anything, except for the more accurate it gets. And if it's popping out, alerts to say, people around Mount Etna need to watch out, and then it's got the Japanese mega thrust warning going, and even next year it's forecasting some stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I had that problem with it, thinking it was geosentinel.org, and I was like, no, we're not the illness tracking, and Grok did that. Anyway, I fixed all that. Hopefully took the videos out of the feed, is what it said, that were, just YouTube videos it was watching to learn about stuff, I guess. I didn't tell it to look there. I guess I had told it, it's pulling information from everywhere, so pulling all relevant videos. I said, yeah, keep that in the background. It's confusing people to watch those videos, because Max was looking through there and wanting to watch the videos. I was like, I didn't tell it to put them up there. And of course, when you view the Microsoft shares, it's all the way up at the top of the prompt where I started. Actually, this is the second one. I first built it out on Gemini, and then deleted it, then moved it over to Copilot. After Dutch didn't find any interest in floating it, he's got no interest in writing papers or anything about it. So I've emailed it several times today and yesterday to USGS and some other people. So we'll see if they start using it. I mean, I've already drawn the forecast out, pretty much 93% accuracy rate. So we've got a 360-day forecast, and I can zoom that in, and it's pretty amazing. I'm really impressed with throwing it all together, because at first it was just going to be a couple things thrown together, and then I was like, hey, wait a minute, oh well. It is hot out here. It's going to be hotter tomorrow. I'm going to mow, but I only have so much gasoline left, and it's kind of seeding out, so I'm going to let this just try and seed out, and I'll get it mowed before next Saturday. or at least by Wednesday. There's big giant mosquitoes out here at night, uh, evening and morning, and during the day too. I got bit, big ones. So fuck it, it can wait. Wait. So Geophysical up to date. I don't think I'm going to do any more work on it today, unless something else major happens. And it had mentioned that the scientists were worried about scientists said worried about a magnitude 9 coming off that Kamchatka, but uh, we'll have to wait and see about that. That was scientists' opinions. It wasn't coming from the data. So anyway, y'all have a good day, and see anybody chat that I missed. Nothing. I don't know what else to do. It's hot. I'm going inside. Bye.